Today we're showcasing Monster Insights. Many bloggers will start a website on WordPress.com just to see how it goes and to test out blogging. The problem is they quickly realize the limitations of WordPress.com, including not being able to add their own plugins that they want or use themes that they want. And then there's also some limitations in revenue that you can earn. So in this video, I'll show you exactly how to properly move from WordPress.com to WordPress.org. And we'll cover it step by step so you can get up and running quickly. Now, in moving over from WordPress.com to WordPress.org, there are a couple of things that you're going to need. The first one is you need a domain. So instead of yourwebsite.wordpress.com, you're going to need a domain like yourwebsite.com instead. The other thing you're going to need is hosting. Basically, this is you being able to rent space on a server, and there are several hosting companies to choose from. Okay, I'm going to go through the step-by-step process for those of you who want, but if you're one of those who you just want it migrated and you don't want to deal with it yourself, for those of you who don't want to do it, and we get this question all the time of, can you just do this for me? Can you just migrate my website for me? And to say, yes, we can do that. We have a page in the description below that you can check out on how we will actually migrate the system for you. We have support team who will gladly move and migrate from WordPress.com to WordPress.org. The only caveat is you'll want to make sure that you purchase the hosting through our affiliate link. We'll get a commission for that, but that's to pay for the time of migrating it for you. So check out all the details in the description below. And for everyone else who's ready to do it on your own, let's dive in. Okay, if you've decided that you're going to set all of this up yourself, then you'll need to get started with having your own domain. That is yourwebsite.com, as well as your own hosting account. As we talked about before, we recommend BlueHost. To get started, we'll have a link in the description below that you can click on, or simply go to wpbeginner.com/refer/BlueHost. And then you'll be taken to this page where you can click on the Get Started Now green button. And from here, you want to choose the account or the plan that you want to work with. If you know you're just going to use one website, then the basic is very economical way to get started. If you think that you might have a few more websites, then consider doing the plus. I usually do the plus, but to get started, if you want to keep costs low, then go with the basic. Whichever one you choose, you want to select it. And then from here, you want to create the new domain. Since you're getting a free domain with this, you'll want to pick one. And when you click on next, they'll tell you whether or not it's available. If it's available, you'll get a big green button like this. If it's not available, then they'll come up with a few other suggestions that you can possibly use. Now you want to go through and fill out the account information. Scrolling down, you want to make sure you pick out how long you want the account to go for. The longer you go, the more of a discount you get. If you notice, you're also getting a free domain registration through the link and free SSL certificate. And SSL certificate is super important nowadays for keeping your site encrypted and secure. Now, scrolling down with the package extras, a lot of times we'll just uncheck a lot of these because you probably don't need those right now. Anything that you do need, there's usually a better option or a better plugin within WordPress that you can choose. And then once you go through all this, fill out your billing information, acknowledge that you've read and agreed to the auto renewal terms, and then you can click submit to move on to the next step. Once you click submit, it will go through the process of creating your hosting account. It'll also go ahead and create the WordPress installation. It'll create the website for you as well. And you'll see something like this where you can log into WordPress. So we're going to click on log into WordPress so we can go and see what our site looks like. And this is the back end of your website. And what we can do is take a look in incognito mode. And this is what your website looks like on the front. Basically, you have a coming soon. And now what we need to do is go ahead and get the data ready to export from our WordPress.com to bring it over here. So now we need to head over to our WordPress.com dashboard and we need to export the data. So to do that, you can look on the left under Tools. We'll expand that. And we want to click on export. And then from here, we have a couple of different options. Basically, we want to export all content. So we're going to click on export all. And it might take a little bit of time for it to gather up all the information. And once it does, you'll see a little download link. You'll also get an email that has the download link there as well. So let's go ahead and download the file. And we'll leave this open, but now we can go back to our new website so that we can import this information. Okay, now we're on our WordPress admin area. We need to go to Tools, same as we had before, but this time we want to import. So under Tools, Import, And then scrolling down, we're looking for WordPress. This is the tool that we need to use to import, and we'll install that. And let's go ahead and click Run Importer as well. From here, we need to choose file, and what it's looking for is an XML file. What we just downloaded is a zip file, so we need to do a little bit of cleanup on that. So we need to go to where we just downloaded it. This is the zip file that I just downloaded, so I'm going to extract it all. And now we have an XML file that we can add to the website. So going back to the dashboard, I'm going to choose file, go to that XML file that I just extracted, and now we can click upload file and import. And once it does that, it will find all the authors that were a part of your WordPress site, and you can either create a new user with login information or simply assign them to an existing one. We'll go ahead and assign it to our existing one here. You also want to make sure you do click download and import file attachments. Otherwise you won't get your media uploaded to your site. So make sure you do that as well. Once you have all that set up, we can click submit, and now it will go through, read that XML file and import all of your posts. And because it's importing media as well as all the file information, it could take a little while. Once everything's imported, you can take a look at your website and see how it looks. Scrolling through, these are all of my pages and everything looks pretty good. You see, I even have my images. Those were all ported over as well. And then when I go back to my page, if I go to posts, then I'll see all of my posts here as well. Now we need to do a little bit of cleanup on our WordPress.com site. And these are pretty crucial decisions that you need to make. If you don't really care about sending people from your WordPress.com to your WordPress.org site, then you can simply go over and basically turn it off or set it to private. If you have a lot of content, or if you have a lot of blog posts that are in search results, then you'll want to make sure that you do the next step. But if you're just turning it off, you can go back over to your WordPress dashboard of your WordPress.com site, and you can go down to Manage, Settings, and then under Settings, you want to look for Privacy, and it should say Public. What you want to do is set this to private, that your site is only visible to you and logged in members that you approve of, and everyone else will see simply a login screen. So you can set this to private, and then nobody can access the website. Now, this is where the other part comes in, is then they also won't know where your new home is or where your new website is. And so if you have a lot of readers that come to your site, you have a lot of visitors, you want to give them a way to find you. And so we recommend doing a redirect. If you are doing a redirect, keep this as public. Don't change that. We'll go ahead and save that. So under the same settings area, we're looking for site address, and we want to do this redirect link. So click on that, and then you want to send the new address here. Now, the unfortunate thing is the redirect will cost $13 a year, but if you already have a lot of readership, a lot of items in search results, like I said, that this is actually a really good and economical way to keep that traffic coming to your new site. We recommend probably doing this for about 2 years, and that would give all your readers time to adjust. It would also give Google and other search engines to give them time to adjust to where the new site is. So simply put in your new domain name, and then when you click go, it'll ask you to go ahead and pay and all that, and then it'll be ready to redirect for you. Once that's finished, then you're all done, and now you can go through and adjust and tweak your actual website. We also have an 18 most important things that you need to do after installing WordPress. We'll have that link in the description below. There's just some things that you want to do to make sure that your website looks good and inviting for your visitors. One of the main things that you'll want to do for your new website is to install something like Monster Insights. With Monster Insights, you know exactly how much traffic is coming to your website because it connects your website to Google Analytics. Monster Insights brings all of the data in an overview report. It tells you how many sessions, how many page views your site has had. You can also see the average session duration, bounce rate, device breakdown, new user versus returning, your top countries and top referrals, and so much more. And the great thing about Monster Insights is you can get started for free, but once you're ready to upgrade and understand more data about your website, then you can upgrade to their latest plan by going to monsterinsights.com, and make sure you use promo code WPBVIP to get the best discount on Monster Insights. Now that you've migrated everything, make sure you check out this video next, where I walk you through step by step on how to set up your own website. We'll cover things like changing out a theme, setting up a menu, and so much more. So make sure you check that video out, and I'll see you over there.